My name is Peter Fu, and as a kid I was in the film The Inn of Sixth Happiness.
What year was that?
It was 1958.
And what do you remember about being in that film?
Well, you must remember, that's like 63 years ago. So, 64 years, sorry. It was nice mixing with all the kids, some of the other kids and that, because I met, quite a lot of, because there's nearly 100, well, there's 100 of us kids, or just over. Although we didn't stay in the same place, I'm not sure how many different places we were split up. I think there's about at least four different other places where we were staying.
How old were you?
I was 14.
And can you remember, did you have to take time off school or was it in the summer holidays?
To be perfectly honest with you, I can't remember, but I think we must have took some time off. Yeah, I did. I'm almost sure we did, because I remember going back to school and I was the talk of the school, the whole school, because they said they sort of had me up and talking about me and all like that. So I don't, that's it. As I say.
What was it like meeting Ingrid Bergman?
I don't know, because when you must remember that a kid of 14, he's not that good when it comes to meeting strangers and things like that, other people. You're not the type of person at 14 to try and analyse and come up with an answer of what they're really like. And so meeting her was, it was just, I don't know, because we weren't, well, I wasn't anyway, I can only speak for myself, but I wasn't amazed about a international film star, Ingrid Bergman. I mean, I didn't see her as a beautiful woman, and so it didn't come across to me as that important. I know it sounds stupid, but that's
Did you meet Bergman?
Bergman, yeah. Met him. In fact, I met him good 50 years later. We had a meeting in Bedgellet. There's a plaque about the film on the wall in Bedgellet, and so we were, I'm not sure how many kids there were altogether, but I think there was at least 10 of us, there. And Bergman showed up as well. And that was about a good 10 years ago, something like that.
So before COVID, did you organise reunions with the kids that were in the film?
Yes.
Okay, could you tell us a bit about that?
Well, generally I used to always have a thingy, but we did have one meeting and a party, and that was roughly about 60 years after, something like that. Can't remember exactly the years.
Do you remember what part you played? There's a famous picture of you with a little boy on your back, isn't there?
Oh, well, it was only mainly because I was, I don't know, they just told me where I should stand and everything. The guys behind the cameras and that. they used to say like, you've got to do this and you stay there, and that was it. So in other words, I was in positions where I couldn't, you couldn't miss out on photographing me, because they did want photographs of me, but more so with having the kid on my back. And there's one where it must have been done about at least half a dozen times, and that was down in down south in London, because there was 20 of us selected to go to London for more close-ups of me, close-ups to go in the film. And there's one where there's a swimming baths and it's been made to look like the river we were crossing. They had even like rocks and everything on scaffolding in this swimming pool, and they had hose pipes or water pipes and that spitting water at them, and it makes it look as if there was a flow of water. And they said, you've got to stay there and just in front of Ingrid Bergman as we're photographing, and that's how that one came out. It was, in actual fact, he wanted to show a lot more of me, but I was the type of guy who used to go hiding sometimes. Used to go hiding sometimes. Used to laugh about it. I'm gonna tell you something which I haven't said before, or I didn't talk about. They had the buildings and they were all constructed with scaffolding underneath and everything. And that's where I used to go and hide. When they were filming, I used to go and hide somewhere. Just that. And if I was hidden behind there, they couldn't find me. But that's what I used to do occasionally, just go hiding behind them. It's not a nice thing to say, really, that.
And did it look like China? Did it look different, or did it just look like Wales with scaffolding?
Well, to me, it just looked like Wales, we're thinking. There were certain areas when you're out of or way back, and it does look like China in certain places, yeah. And there's one where we're walking through the town. One time, the last place where we ended up, and the town looked it did look like China as we were walking through, because there was all the crowds on each side as us as little kids walking with Ingrid Bergman down the street. That did look like China.